Yo, on Mondays, I'm only one place. I don't give a fuck about Monday Night Football or none of that shit. I'm on Monday Madness Philly on my radio Philly. You know, I grew up in Nicetown.
Okay.
And a couple of my homies, you know what I'm saying? My man Maul, my man, what we call him Dart, my man Riz, and my man Zammy. Like, they had a little squad called Lyrical Terrorists, and they used to rap, and I used to be like, yeah, y'all really rap? Like, you know what I'm saying? I was on some hustling shit, but then I was like, yo, man, y'all niggas is nice. And they was like, man, you should try. Then I started writing raps, and I was trying, but I wasn't serious about that because, back then, it wasn't, it didn't seem possible for a nigga from Philly to get on. You know what I'm saying? It just did. It seemed impossible. It was like climbing Mount Everest, man. You know what I mean? Like, somebody might make it, but it wasn't like everybody. It wasn't happening for everybody. So I didn't take it serious, and I kind of had like fell off with even, writing or doing anything. And then my aunt backyard and my man Wallow backyard was connected. Wallow's Gilly cousin. And Wallow used to come through my back door like, bruh, man. You know what I'm saying? I'd be in the kitchen, this nigga just come through my back door. Shut like, yo, dog, how the fuck you get my house? But he'd come through my back door like, bruh, man. He's like, Spade, I'm telling you. Well, they ain't call me Spade back there. He's like, Ace, man, I'm telling you, man, I got this idea for this group. It's called Major Figures. And I was like, what? I'm like, Major Figures? I was like, dog, like, we ain't really got no fucking money. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, we got a little crumb. He's like, no, I don't mean that. It mean we gonna be major dudes in the community. We major dudes, major figures as people, period. And I was like, oh, all right, that made sense. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And Wallow and Gilly is cousins. You know what I'm saying? But me and Gil, we grew up playing ball. We was like rivals. He from Mary, I'm from Nicetown. We was like rivals playing basketball and all of that stuff. So when Wallow got locked up not too long after that. And I had like fell off, and Gil was like, yo, we gonna do the Major Figures thing. Why don't you give it a shot? I said, man, I ain't really serious about no rapping shit. He's like, no, man, come on, man, give it a shot. And then the rest was just like history, man. And it was like, we can't really take credit. We was just going to the studio rapping. And Marcus Graham really was the brain. Like, he used to just walk around with a little tape recorder, and we used to be just having car rides, busting on each other. You remember the first Figure mixtapes and stuff? He had a little skits. They was just like real, us just biting off each other, busting on each other, cussing each other out. And he had like put them together and put them in between the freestyles, and we was putting out tapes.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it was just like, next thing I knew, I used to just ride by, I hear cars riding by playing. I was like, yo, that's me right there. Like, it wasn't like serious to me, man. And then, the game got real. The game got real. Like, people started getting on, and it was like when you had Bob on, and they was talking about like the epic hip hop battles. But it was like, for us, it wasn't really battles. It was like Major Figures and Beans. Like, it used to just be like historic ciphers. Like, we used to pull up down South Philly by the schoolyard on Carpenter Street, and it might be 3,000 people out there, and we'd just be ciphering Figures and Mac. Mac would come with Broad and Airy, and we'd do the same thing. We used to go to the detail shop, and it used to be like epic, and it was like just so much love and energy in the city. You know what I mean? It just was a good feeling. It wasn't no rivalry. It was like the ultimate respect, because Siegel was the first nigga I ever met that could have been one of us. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, everybody else, when we was doing the Figures in Philly, was like, no disrespect to nobody, but everybody else was like, yeah, y'all ain't ready for this. This shit a little hot. Because we used to bring everybody through the studio and be like, yo, you can get on the joint. But it was like, the water was a little too warm for him.
Right.
Then when the first time I met Siegel, I was like, yo, this nigga is amazing. Because I met him on a humbug. Somebody took me to South Philly, not to meet him. They took me to go meet some guy in South Philly named Rahisi. They called him Fat Freak back then.
Okay.
And I was like, yo, all right. My man take me down. He's like, yo, I want you to rhyme with this boy. So I go down there to meet Fat Freak. And Fat Freak was rhyming, and then Mac was rhyming. And I was like, he all right. But dude right there is the dude. That one right there. And then me and Mac just got cool from right then. You know what I'm saying? And next thing you know, it's like our paths crossed a little bit later when we was just getting on and we was just making moves, man. It was a good time for Philly, man. It was a real good time.
Yeah, because we always had hip-hop in Philly, you know what I'm saying? Like, the Roots, they been signed. We had, Schoolie D, you know what I'm saying? Will Smith, Lady B, you know what I'm saying? And, like, right before y'all, like, Ram Squad, 100X, Fat Cat Click, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's people doing stuff, Rugness and Mad Drama.
Right.
Like,
Mad Drama.
We always had a hip-hop scene, Philly Street Buzz and all of that. Like, we always had a hip-hop scene. what's the name that dive? Air Smooth, man. Rest his soul. What was they crew called, man? I forget the name of their crew, but they had a record deal with Warner Brothers at the time also. So it was like it was some crews on, it was some people on for Philly. Like I was around, like the hip hop scene. It was some people going on, but it was like
when y'all came on the scene,
yeah, because it was
the
us, it was
energy was
Beans, it was
totally
Most
different.
Wanted, it was Eve.
Right.
It was like, and it was Murder Mill. It was a lot of people that got deals that you didn't even know got deals.
Right. Because Murder Mill, he had that deal with Jive. He was like the first artist on the East Coast to like have a song with the Hot Boys from Cash Money.
I mean, once we start getting on, like everybody wanted to come get a piece of the Philly sound.
Yeah.
Like I think that's what's lacking now. Instead of people coming to get a piece of our sound, we chasing everybody else's sound.
Right.
And
That
it's
is
like,
what's lacking.
you know, and like one of the little young boys that rap now, you know, he like, damn, Spade, man, you need to get with the young boy wave, man. This the Philly sound. I said, you can't tell me nothing about the Philly sound. I'm one of the niggas that invented it. How you gonna tell me what Philly sound like?
Right.
Like I'm one of the niggas that who invented. Like anybody, if you from the age of 30 and under, you either got Major Figure or State Property DNA in your rap style. Period. Like
Right.
it's period. So it's like, how you gonna tell me? You know what I'm saying? What Philly supposed to sound like? No disrespect to y'all because I like y'all, but I'm not gonna try to emulate y'all.
Right.
I'm gonna be me. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Like around that time when you know when y'all came on the scene, you know, I was me and like probably like a lot of people around me. I mean, was programmed to listen to New York rap like Nas, Big. You know what I'm saying? Like we had groups in Philly, you know, like Ram Squad, 100X, but it was like you know they music didn't really resonate. You know what I'm saying with the people, even though you know like Ram Squad was like the biggest thing like in my hood and like probably in Philly, especially on the hip hop scene, like everybody wanted to be from Richard Allen. Everybody had a cousin from Richard Allen. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was screaming Richard Allen mob. You know what I'm saying? They was getting their shit on the radio. You know what I'm saying? But for some reason, as a whole, like they music didn't resonate like when y'all came.
Nah, I mean it was one of the things I say is the biggest difference between then and now. They respected us.
That too.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They respected us. Like, you know, like when Bob said, yo, you go anywhere Philly say, they say Philly got the best bitters. Like, we was kind of the backbone of that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, we used to just, like, go up New York and just crash people recording sessions. Like, it used to be me, Gil. 90% of the time it used to be me, Gil, Lava, and Mac. And we used to just go crash people recording sessions. Like, just go up there, you know, because we was real cool with Clark Kent. DJ Clark Kent, shout out to him. Yeah. He was the one who really started moving us around in New York. Like, he was our biggest cheerleader in New York. And he used to just take us around. Yo, what's naming them up? Such and such. Rough Riders is here. They had Baseline Studio. Go up there. Jay-Z and them is here. Go up there. Yo, what's naming them is here. And he used to take us to all these studios. And he used to be like, yo, listen to these niggas. And he used to just throw the beats on and we just used to just crash and burn. You know what I'm saying? We just used to crash and burn them joints, man.
Now, originally, y'all was supposed to sign with Rockefeller Records. Whatever happened with that deal?
I mean, there's so many logistical reasons, and it's just none of them good. You know what I'm saying? Because it just made too much sense.
Yeah.
But I think it was a lot of outside influences, and there's a lot of bad karma, a lot of bad advice from older cats that we looked up to, because it was just like so much geographical stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was just like, for as happy as people were, as we got on and got bigger, people didn't like that Major Figures was from North Philly and Beanie Siegel was from South Philly and we was cool. Like, people, at first it was like, yeah, like everybody loved it. And then like people start pulling us apart. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, nah, man, they from downtown, man. We from North, you know. And that was like indoctrinated in us from young boys. Niggas from North, we don't mess with South. You know what I'm saying? And it just, and that like just, that planted a bad seed, and it just really planted a seed to us making a very, 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 very poor business decision. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe that really Siegel like wanted to be a part of us. Like yo, it's gonna be Siegel, Major Figure, like we gonna do this. And it would have been epic. And it was like, you know, it still worked out because, you know, Major Figures, we still did what we did, and State Property, you know, they ended up forming State Property and they still did what they did. Yeah. So it ended up working out. But one thing I can say is like, that's one of the things that I really hate now is like, the artists, even the artists and some of the people, they don't act like they're not proud to be from Philadelphia. Like everything about me, everything I've ever got, you know what I'm saying, this city gave me. You know what I'm saying? I'm proud to be from here. And I felt like when we was doing it, it gave people from here that sense of pride. Like, yeah, we like the Locks, we like Jay-Z, but these is our niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Philly had that. Philly had that. We had that sense. Philly, we helped give Philly that sense of pride. You know what I'm saying? And it was just not just us, like far as making music. You had AI here. You know what I'm saying? It was just the Eagles was good. You know what I'm saying? It was just like Philly just had a good energy.